Oh my god, that was rough. Now there's one more round. There you are. Yes, rough being the operative word indeed. When I heard Modern Warfare 3 was bringing back the AK-47, I was looking forward to welcoming back the old rattlesnake. Because my goodness, you were in COD 4, Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops, and in each one, you were built like a brick shithouse and you would put your foot down and lay down some damage. You were raw, relentless. Come one, come all. She floats like a butterfly and stings like when I pee. That's how I remember you from the previous game's AK-47, and now, lo and behold, you've come back to Modern Warfare 3 for a little more action. So what I want to know is, how are you holding up? Are you as good as I remember you previously? Are you... Shit, Brick, come on, shake a leg, anyone will do, run, Jesus, fuck! Oh shit, that was a close call. So where were we? Ah, yes, the AK-47. So, like I said, how you handling yourself? How's the old rattlesnake? I mean, you know, do you still float like a butterfly and sting like when I pee? Well, not really. You see, now it's more like, come one, come all, she kicks like a mule and shoots like Emil Heskey. Whatever step this gun took when it came on the way to Modern Warfare 3, it went in the wrong direction. Although I suppose that's the general rule of thumb with Activision. One step forward, two steps back. Am I right, Mr. Bowling? No, but seriously, I mean, anyone who's shot the AK-47 in this game will easily tell you it ain't quite what it used to be. I mean, I had fond memories of blasting people down with what felt like built-in stopping power in COD 4 and Modern Warfare 2. And even in Black Ops, I can safely say it was one of the nicer guns to shoot. So, what have they done to it? How could they possibly butcher the gun? Have they made the damage horrible? No man, the damage is fine. In fact, the AK-47 is one of the better assault rifles in terms of damage stat. And not only is the damage stat good, but also the range stat, so it's going to be a long distance before your damage starts to drop off and start to feel a bit weak. I think it's on par with the LMGs. I might be wrong about that. But nonetheless, it has good range and you're going to be nailing max damage at quite big distance. So what's the problem then? The problem is hitting people, man. I've always loved how the AK-47 felt rough as fuck, but in this game it is rough as fuck. In terms of handling, you're gonna have a hard time hitting people. And it's because of the kick and the visual recoil, very heavy visual recoil. Now visual recoil can be a pain in the ass to deal with, so I figure it's always worth trying out a thermal scope on any gun to see if it pairs well. Thermal's a pretty good counter to visual recoil. So I tried it on the AK. And to some degree it works kinda well. The reason thermal scopes are a good counter to visual recoil is because when you aim down the scope, you can't see the guns or any of the animations, and therefore you're not going to see the end of the barrel kicking up in your eyes. The only thing you'll have to deal with is the genuine recoil, the actual kick of the gun. But don't get your hopes up. It wasn't exactly very nice recoil to begin with. I will say this though, considering the range of the gun is actually decent, it pairs well with a long range scope. Desert Eagle to finish? Nah, there wasn't a hope in hell really. And this guy up in the window, I know you're up there. Come on. Bingo, there it is. Just one lucky headshot. You can outrun the AK. Or at least you never used to be able to. That felt like a COD 4 or a Modern Warfare 2 kill. That was a deep impact or FMJ finisher right there. But sadly, this isn't the same gun. I always used to love the raw feel and going unattached to the AK, or if you were going to attach anything to it, it would be the manly attachment like the FMJ or the extended mags. It was like the AK-47 was never built to be kitted out. It was never intended for decorating, and it was never meant to look pretty. It was like it worked in reverse to all the other guns, and it performed better with the bare minimum. But unfortunately that's not the case anymore, and sadly the AK-47 in Modern Warfare 3 is generally accepted as one of the worst assault rifles in the game, if not one of the worst guns in the game. But I know, as with most guns, it's got a cult following of brave souls who will still stick by it and do well with it, and more power to you if you can. I myself am not a fan of it, but I do like to try and vary it up and use everything that's on offer, and I'm not leaving you out, AK-47. So I'm going to say the best setup for this is going to be the kick and suppressor, and I think a lot of other people who've tried the AK-47 are also going to tell you that they've had the most success with kick and the suppressor. And needless to say, it's a fairly simple logic behind the two. Kick is obviously there as an attempt to counter the nasty recoil we have on the AK-47 by default. It ain't generous, and you're probably going to need something to help you get around it. and the suppressor is there mostly not to stay off the radar, but more to try and help you shoot straight, because the suppressor is a good counter to heavy muzzle flash and visual recoil. The suppressor completely nullifies the muzzle flash, and the muzzle flash, if you're not sure, is the big bright sparking effect you get at the end of the barrel when you shoot the gun. And on some guns this flash is worse than others, and the AK-47 has some pretty nasty muzzle flash, so the suppressor is going to completely nullify that, which helps you see when you begin firing. And it also feels like suppressors tone down the visual recoil, the frame of the weapon bouncing as you shoot. Perhaps it doesn't, but subconsciously it feels like it is, and to be honest, if it feels better, you might as well just go ahead and do it. Now, I understand some people don't like equipment suppressors because it reduces the range and it feels like it hampers the damage because it drops off faster, but don't forget, the AK-47 has really good range in place. Much better than other assault rifles, so equipping a suppressor doesn't feel like such a penalty, because now the range is just going to be like any regular assault rifle. In fact, the range is good enough that you probably won't notice any damage drop off with the suppressor equipped. So try out this setup for it, and you might just get your high streaks with it. It ain't a bad old gun once you find the right stuff for it. Unfortunately, you might feel a bit restricted having to use the same old proficiency and same old attachment to try and make it work every time, but as long as it kills people, I'll have a smile on my face. Thank you for watching, fellas, and goodbye for now.